Yeah. So do you know how to if it is black to play, how you win, how you can win? I will play black's move, okay? And I will just move the king here. Now, what should white play? See, white pawn is coming down. White pawn is currently on the 4th rank. I am playing from the black side, right? So at the bottom of the board is the number 8 row. Okay, so pawn is coming down the board. Another 4 steps to become a queen. Okay, it started from the top and now it is coming down. So yeah.
So king c5 or king e5, one of them.
Okay, so if
e3.
yeah, who said
King c4.
E3? E6 it is actually, because it is the reverse side. But who said that? That is very correct. Okay, it is.
It's me, Arav Goljain.
Yeah, Arav, you are very right. Because see, your king has to come out to protect your pawn coming to the queen. Okay, so your king has to make advance. Okay, so king c4 is not you are not making much progress, and king e6 you are making progress, because now see your king has got entry. Now what will I play? I will let us say I will play king to up. Now what will you play?
Pawn d5.
Pawn d5. Okay, then I will come my king. I will bring it here.
Pawn d3.
D6. D6. Okay, it is the reverse way. Or if you want to see it, okay, I will show it from white side so that it is easier for you. Right. So now my king black. I will move my king here.
Sir, pawn d7.
Pawn d7. You are right, because now I am forced to. So there is a zugzwang now, right? And what is zugzwang? We learned last time, right? So king has to move. If ideally black king will want to pass the move, and if he is able to pass the move, then it's a draw. But you can't pass it, so king goes here, and then
King e7. King e7.
Correct. And now next move you will become a, no matter what black plays, now you will become a queen, right?
Then white will win.
Yeah. Now the same position, if you go, interestingly, is if the same position, if I go to board editor, okay, and clear board, now you have to understand the difference. Suppose my pawn was, white pawn was here and my king was here and black king was here, okay, and I said black to move. Instead, if I say white to move, can you tell how white can win here now?
So suppose black is playing, then white, right?
No, first white is to play now. Yeah, who is saying that it is a draw? Yes, that means you have, so this is a draw no matter what you try. Okay, and so the whole thing has to do with this opposition. Okay, so right now whoever is so ideally the side which is defending or attacking, no matter what, they will want to maintain this opposition, and whoever has to blink, it is like blinking, they are seeing eye to eye. Whoever is blinking is kind of going into disadvantage position. So if it is white to move, see, white does not have any reserve move, pawn is already here, so white will have to blink, he will have to go to either of the sides, right? And if white blinks, whichever side you go, then black goes on the same side and maintains the opposition. Okay, and this is how black actually gets a draw. Now if white comes back, black will also come back, so there is no progress being made, right? And it will become,
but then after black moves there,
yeah,
white can just simply bring his pawn in front, right?
Now you know, now we are talking. Now you know what happens now when this is a position, if you may be defending, right, such a position. Now you were saying that, oh, I've got the opposition, now what? Now what is the right technique for black is to go in front of the pawn, okay, and wait. Now
So the pawn will go in front again.
Okay, if pawn goes in front again, remember black should, whenever pawn is moving, it should just try to go behind, I mean block the queening square, just be in the straight line with the pawn, and then it will get. Now pawn cannot advance, right? Now what will happen?
The king will king c6.
If king c6, now what should black do now?
Sir,
Black has
Take the opposition.
two choices.
Get the opposition. Get the opposition. See, this is why black initially did not go here. Okay. So see, now black wanted to.
Sure, but then
Now.
sir,
Now.
white can move to d7.
D7.
Sir, pawn to d7.
King
Now,
d8.
King D8 now.
So king D here.
d6.
King D6 is a stalemate. Can you see it?
d6.
It's a stalemate, and that is the only
Yeah.
option for white. It's a stalemate, right? Is there any other option for white?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Right. So
Sir, there are different moves for white, but then
let's go back. Let's go back and see. See, that is why actually what I said is that when you moved this pawn here, right? See, when you moved the pawn here, it is very important for black to go into D8. If black had gone to C8, then what happens? Then white wins. How?
sir, I want to talk that I'm Simon Agastya. Sir, Agastya wants to ask if he has a class today.
Agastya, you have a class at 7:45. So L1 class is there at 7:45. Okay. All right. So how does white win? White grabs the opposition. See, now white is making black move. Where can black move? Black, if it moves to B8, then it is no problem. Then the pawn will simply move here, and then next move it will become a queen. But if the king goes to D8, now we have got the same position as earlier. Now the pawn moves without a check, and now black is forced to move. And he will be forced to move here, and then you move here, and next move you get a queen. Got it? So this is very, very important. This is so fundamental, like learning in mathematics, learning how to do addition. If you don't do addition, then nothing else you can learn properly, right? So that way it is in chess end games. This end game is very, very important. So remember this. Remember this position or go to this position. Now, if it is black to move, then black loses. If it is white to move, then black is able to draw, but only if he plays properly, if he holds the opposition. Okay, so the opposition, hold the opposition, force the pawn to move, and when the pawn moves, comes next to the king, okay, then black just goes ahead and blocks the pawn. So now let the pawn come up, then again he comes and just waits. The moment the king comes up, then he gets the opposition. So that is the technique. Okay, now I'll just give a variant of this. Okay, now this is the position you are saying, right? What if the pawn was one move back? So let me go to the board editor and clear board. What if the pawn is not here but here, and then the white king is here and the black king is here? Now it is white to play. What do you think is who is going to win or draw? What is going to happen?
It's a draw.
It's a draw. White to play.
Oh, it's a win. It's a win.
It's a win. And why it is a win?
Because they have to move the pawn first, and
yeah.
black gets.
So white would ideally, white were forced to give up the opposition, then it would have been a draw. But white is able to maintain the opposition. He's not moving the king, he's moving the pawn, and then say now it is black to move. So now we have gone back to the earlier position, right? Where black has to cede the opposition. Even if black goes here, doesn't matter. White is able to come up no matter what black does now. So no matter what black does, you can play any move from black, and white pawn is going through. You want to try? Any defensive move from black?
King d8.
King d8. Now pawn moves up.
King c8.
King c8. Now it is opposition, but white has got a spare move. So white is not ceding the opposition. White is just moving his pawn. Now no option other than king d8, and now the pawn moves up, and now Black cannot maintain the thing now blockade. Black has to go and then okay. So this is how you have to think. You don't push your pawns too fast in the end game. In the end game, you have to play very carefully, and there is a very small difference between a win and a draw. And if you miss it one move, then it is gone. See, in middle game opening, what happens is you may miss something, and then again you will get a chance again, and you will keep getting many chances. But in end game, there is no such thing, right? So it is very important that you learn this one. Okay. So now that we have seen this basic endgame, this endgame is the fundamental, right? It's this one here. Now we will look at a concept called as, using the same thing, now we'll concept called as outside passed pawn. Okay. This concept is very important in many of the end games. Okay. What it means is this. Let us get this position. Okay. Let us get this position. Black is having a6, b5, and then e5, and white is having h4. Okay, so let me go to the, so I will black gets a pawn on a6 and b5, and on e5. White gets pawn on h4 and here, and let us see what was the king position. Okay, e6 and e4. Okay, so black king is on e6 and white king is on e4. Now it doesn't actually, in this position, it doesn't matter who is to play. Okay, let us give the move to black to play. Even if it is black to play, it doesn't matter, or if it is white to play, it also doesn't matter. Okay, continue analysis board. Okay, now can you, okay, you want to see it from the white side? I will put it like this because usual viewing, right? So you know which side is where. Okay, so do you know what will happen here? Both of them have got 3 pawns each, and the kings are also facing each other. So it's not like one guy is in a corner and the other guy can advance. What will happen to this game? It's a draw or a win for black or a win for white?
Sir, win for white.
Wait for white.
And why is it a
It
win for white?
depends whoever is moving. It's a win.
We can.
Okay, so let us give, that's why we have given, if you think it is depends on whoever is moving, we have given the move to black. Okay, now given move to black, what is going to happen?
Black is going to lose.
So
Black is going to lose. Okay, and if you are saying it is due to whose side is going to move, so what if white is to play then?
White is going to lose.
if it was white to play pawn to h5.
Yeah, so see, in this position, it doesn't matter who is to play. Okay, white has got the advantage here, and white is going to win. White is necessarily going to win if he plays correctly, obviously.
And also, if the black king is moving to try to capture the pawn before promoting the white.
Yeah. So let us see the concept. Okay, so let us say if it is black to move. Okay, let us say black simply, what is to play? Let us say if he plays here. Okay, if he plays here. So what? See, the idea for white is not to right now rush in. Okay, if you rush in like this, then black will come up and this pawn will try to run down. So while you are going to attack the black pawns, this pawn will become a queen. Okay, and yeah, h5 you may be able to do it. Not right now. Also, if you do, the pawn will actually, if you play h5 now, black will play here. Okay, so both of you are 3 steps away from the queening, so it is going to become an equal, right? I mean, if you do this, right? So the trick for white is not this. Okay, trick for white is to push the pawn to h5. Now white is threatening that this pawn I am going to make a queen. Black is also threatening, but white has blocked this pawn. Now between these 2 conditions, black will also have to defend this pawn, right? Black will have to probably go here, right? Otherwise that pawn is running down. So whichever way, so then white says I will kill this, black says I kill this, but now this white king is far closer to these pawns. So white will start moving in. Now black cannot defend its pawns, right? Finish. And now the white pawn is going to run down and become a queen, and obviously it is going to become. So that is the whole idea. So let us go back. Let us go back, and let us say even what do you call. So in this position, that is what is the idea. Okay. So no matter then what happens, no matter. Okay. So let us make the same position. Let us make some junk move. Maybe I will move the king back for one, this one, king f6, just to give the same position with this one, right? Mm, to come to the same position with white to move. Okay, now I have brought the same position as earlier technically, but it is white to move, right? The side to move doesn't make any difference. White will always push this pawn because it is outside passed pawn. See, remember, passed pawn is one which doesn't have any other pawn, cannot stop it either in front of it or next to each other, so that the pawn cannot get exchanged by another pawn. So that is pawn is called as a passed pawn. These are blocked pawns, but a pawn on c file also would not have been called a passed pawn, because if the pawn was on c6 or c7, white b pawn can kill it when it comes up. Similarly, if white had a pawn on c2 or c3, that also would not be called a passed pawn, because black b pawn will block its passage. When it reaches c4, then the black pawn can take it, right? So that's why that pawn would not be called. But this pawn is a pass pawn. This is also a pass pawn. Now no matter what does. So now earlier we saw black to play. Now white to play. White played a pawn h5. Now what can black do? Black cannot hold. Even if black does like this, right? White pushes the pawn. Now black has to go here, right? Otherwise the pawn is becoming a queen. So now you kill it, and now again same thing. White has got 1, 2, 3 steps to reach this, attack this pawn. Black has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so many, right? So black just cannot come. Okay. So this concept is also very, very important in the end game. Okay, everyone got this? Outside passed pawn concept. Okay. Now let us just look at this position. Now the next position, this position, third position on the, second last row here. Look at this carefully. It is white to play. Now think about it for 2 minutes. White is under check right now, right? White king is under check. White to play. What will happen? What is the end result of this? Think carefully and then answer.
I think it's a draw.
Sir,
Yeah.
you lagged just now. You froze.
No, I am just sitting quietly. That's why you made me feeling it.
Sir,
Waiting for you guys to answer. So someone is saying it's a draw. HB6. Hey, Aiden, first of all, get the thing right. There is no horsey thing here. We call it as a knight, and the symbol is N. Okay, so not knight, but where can white knight cannot go to B6, right? White knight is on B4, so he cannot give a check. White to play. How many of you think it's a draw? And how many of you think black will win? And how many of you think white will win?
A draw.
Anyone thinks black can win? No, type. Otherwise, see, on the voice, I'm not able to think. Just type on the chat who thinks black will win. Just say black wins if you think it is black wins. Draw, people just type on the chat, draw. Not direct message to me, everybody, you can put it. Okay, somebody thinks it's a draw. Vihan thinks it's a draw. Black will win. Anirudh, this thing, black will win. This one, Arav is saying it's a draw. It's a draw. Eden is saying it's a draw. A lot of people are thinking that it is black to win or it is white to play. Huh? In which position? Remember, this is the position, right? What I'm right now highlighting here. I don't know why I'm not able to this one, but the what do you call the position with the knight is checking the white king, right? This is the position, the third position. It is actually a white's win, and again the same concept, outside passed pawn. Okay, outside passed pawn. It is very simple. White will exchange the knight, knight takes knight, pawn takes knight, and after that white has got an what do you call outside passed pawn, and hence black will lose this game. Okay, if you are not convinced, let us put it here. Clear the board. Black pawns here, 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 and here. Black knight is here. White knight is here. White pawns are here and here and here. White king is here and black king is here. Right? This is the position and it is white to play. Right? So what is the thing? White will simply use this concept of outside passed pawns to first exchange the knight. Pawn takes knight, attacks the pawn, black defends it. Now, can you see this concept outside passed pawn? White will simply play h4, sorry, a4. Now, play from black side. Try to find a good move for black. Try to find a good move for black. Can black defend it? See, it is still a lot of time is there. See, can black defend it? Let us say black plays king to b7. Okay. White simply pushes the pawn. Now, if black goes to a file, then white will capture this c pawn first. Let black capture the a pawn, but then white king will rush here and but Aiden, knight c6 was not a check. You put knight c6 plus means check, but there was no check in that knight c6. Okay.
Then how do you write capture? Don't you
Okay.
have to...
Then n crosses c6, n x c6.
Okay.
Okay. So that is the way. All right. So here, can you see here black? No matter what black plays, if black goes here, just tries to wait. Then also white pushes the pawn. Then very soon black will have to go here to capture it. Right. In fact, right now I have to make some move. Right. Has to make some move, and what will, no matter what he does now, right? If he goes here, waits for the thing, then also white allows the pawn to be captured. White is not waiting for. But crucial thing is that now black will try to come closer to the pawns, but white is going to clean up all the pawns. Now what should do?
King to f7.
King to h6.
Sure.
Now
King f6.
king f6 cannot be because the pawn is there. White pawn.
Oh,
So he has to lose the pawn. Right? And after this, white will
your
win.
chess is lagging. Your screen is lagging a little.
Oh, lagging a little. Okay. I don't know.
And you're also lagging.
Okay. Okay. I don't know. I am on my home network only today, but unless there is something. Okay. So you saw this, how the thing, it is a win for white. It is irrespective of who is, I mean, it was white to play. It was important for white to capture the knight, but the whole idea, if you go back and see, was that the idea was that white, if white does not take the knight, then it is almost surely going to become a draw. Anything can happen. Okay, white does not capture the knight, because then black will be able to organize the defense. Okay, black will be able to organize the defense, and then it will become a draw. Okay, so it is important for white to exchange the knight and get into this uh, disadvantage position for black and advantage for white. Okay, all right. So that is so now if we quickly go back to the thing, so this is how white wins with the concept of outside thing. There are two more examples I have given. Okay, the last two examples in with blue color thing, again they are examples of outside passed pawn, because even in those what white will do is white will push his outside passed pawn and force the black king to go there to defend it and then clean up the other pawns, right? Because he will be able to reach the other pawns faster. Now they are more complicated positions because the pawns are not blocked and a lot more pawns can move, but still if white plays accurately, white will be able to get to the same idea and he will be able to do it. Okay, so this is left as an exercise for you. The last position is actually where black is to black is it is black side who has got the advantage here, and black has got a chance for an outside pass pawn. It is not even ready yet. See, we are going from very much ready. First position that I showed you, there was already a pass pawn, outside pass pawn. Second position I showed you, with one move you could create a pass pawn and everything else was locked up. In the third position here in the blue font, whatever that you see here with the arrows, it is not yet there, but all the concepts are there. So white has to just play with the same idea and then he will be able to come to the same position as previously, and then he will be able to do it. And the last position in the thing, again the black is playing and black has got the advantage. Black c pawn, he is going to push it and exchange it against white's b pawn, and after that black will have an a pawn, right? Sorry, it is from black side, so it is h pawn. So black will use his f pawn to cancel against white's, exchange against white's g pawn, right? What we have shown, and then the h pawn is going to be on the left side of the chessboard. It is going to run, and white king will get distracted there, and then black king will then go to the a and b pawns and then collect them and then force a win. Okay, so this is what will happen. Okay, if you want to very quickly see it before we think, this is an important position. I'll quickly show you. It is e2 b2 g3. Okay, so let us try to put this. Here F. So and g3 h3. Black was having f pawn as well as this pawn, and black king was here and white king was, I think, here. Right? No, it was even further. Okay. And black also had obviously these pawns, A and B. So it was black to move. It was black to move. Right? So the technique of black is this. Black is going to push this pawn. Okay. No matter what. You play from white side, doesn't matter what. Anyone?
White pawn f4.
F4. Okay, if you play F4, right, then black is immediately winning, because black king comes up and now you cannot defend this pawn no matter what you do. So this pawn falls and then immediately this pawn runs down and becomes a queen. So F4 is immediately losing. You may want to come and defend, right? You may want to come and defend. right?
F4 for black. F4.
Yeah. So black will play f4 now. Even it looks like a sacrifice, but actually it is not. Okay, because black is cleverly blocking the pawn. The two pawns have become a thing. Now you see this pawn is threatening. In four moves, it is threatening to become a queen. So white king cannot go here and hope that he will do something here. He will attack the pawn. This is just 4 steps away from queening. So white has to go back, and then black kills this pawn. Not only that, white king, what will he do? Let us say he does not, he just wants to maintain. Now you have come to the same position as the previous thing, right? So let us say if he moves these pawns, okay, then if he moves this,
H4.
huh?
H4. H4.
h4, then black will be happy to play. Yeah, h4 will also work actually. h4 will also work. So if white plays,
Wait, that's A4.
sorry, that is a5. It is a5
Oh,
actually.
A5.
And black plays b5 also. Even actually black will exchange it and then push this pawn, and now ask white, what will you play, right? So white, even if he tries to defend here, the same idea, moves up here. Now white cannot just maintain the tension here because black's pawn is on this side. So white will have to move here.
H3.
Yeah, no,
F3.
white was
King
to
takes F3.
king takes f3 here. Now you come here, doesn't matter. Can white go and get opposition? No, because still the king is far away. So black simply goes here, and now there is no chance of, now there is no chance of black getting any opposition anywhere. Sorry, white getting any opposition anywhere. Okay, so even if white now, so he's just blocking the white king from coming anywhere near the queening square. It doesn't matter now what white plays.
The white, so before this move, can you do it before?
Yeah.
On this, he can come to, yeah, C4.
b3.
Then he should go to B4. Now he should go to A3.
A3, but doesn't help.
Glitches, like the arena glitches is starting.
Okay, anyway, we have come to the thing. I should see this will happen. So we are now ending. We have explained. Please go through the thing and go through all the videos. You will get it. Stop the recording now. Okay.